My media product is the first 5 minutes of a prison documentary. From looking at real media products I researched, I definitely used the forms and conventions, and here is why. I was creating my documentary for the BBC Three. A huge convention of these documentaries is the use of a young presenter. The presenter usually has a thirst for the subject, such as Stacey Dooley and Reggie Yates, who appeal to the 16 to 34 audience. They also use lots of observational shots of the presenters in the opening scenes. This helps shows their reaction and their views on the particular subject. Stacey Dooley is a perfect example of the BBC Three's documentary presenters. She's young, high on social media, fashionable, and gets very emotional in lots of different subjects. She reaches out to the viewers with her opinions and the way she approaches different topics. I chose to use Caitlin as my presenter. Caitlin's 18 years old and a very intelligent individual. She shares opinions on a range of different things. I knew that Caitlin would be able to talk to Glenn about the subject passionately, and it would come across really effective to the viewers. The BBC Three do this to pull on the viewers' heartstrings and to get their opinions going. Documentaries use observational shots of the driver, the location, close-up of the presenter's face, hands, anything they're holding or any expressions they have, as it gives the viewer a rounded idea of what they're thinking and what's to come. I used observational shots in my documentary to create a scene for the viewer. I got shots of Caitlin looking out the window and of the driver driving down the road. These all create a certain mise-en-scène for the viewer, which then helps me to structure the rest of the documentary. The observational shots also allow time for the documentary presenter to discuss her views, talk about where they're going, and talk about who they're going to meet along the journey, and whether she's looking forward to it or whether she's quite nervous. And this makes the audience feel like they're really part of the documentary. Lots of documentaries stage the meeting of the interviewer and the interviewee. This is something I really needed to do. Without this, the viewer could become lost and confused as to whether they know each other or whether they've just met for the first time. The shot here is of Caitlin and Glenn meeting. I asked Caitlin and Glenn to stage this, as it allows the viewer to get a better understanding and it creates a bit more of a storyline for them. If Glenn and Caitlin were simply to talk, meet and start the interview, the viewer would be lost as to what their relationship is like. A common convention of a prison documentary interview is obviously faking the meeting, but also having a set-up background. Obviously the people wouldn't meet for the first time right outside the prison gates, or like this photo, right on the prison grounds. They would meet outside, so this is staged to create a more of a story effect for the viewer. By staging the location and the interview meeting, it makes it less confusing for the viewer. It gives the presenter and the interviewee an opportunity to introduce themselves, so the viewer is less confused and it allows the documentary to flow on to the next stage. A convention of documentaries is always listing the dates, locations and names with a piece of text to the bottom left of the screen. Having the text at the bottom of the screen, like the photo on the left, makes it easier for the documentary presenter, rather than her discussing where the prison is, what they do, continuously and mentioning it more than once. Inserting the text below makes it a lot easier for the viewer to look back at and read. As you can see, I have put my title in the bottom left corner of the screen. It states where the prison is. I haven't said what kind of prison it is, as I wanted to expose this later on in the documentary.